I'm so glad you could join me here today. Today we'll be doing a nice little interesting painting. I hope you could follow along with me. Let me run the clicks across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While you're doing that, let me tell you what I got done up here. I have a 16 by 20 inch canvas pre-stretched double primed, and I added a thin layer of the liquid white. Rather than that, it's slick, it's wet, it's ready to go. Now let's get started. Let's not waste any time. I'm gonna go into a 1-inch brush, into phthalo blue with the 1-inch brush, and let's dance around, funky. Just just get loose. Have loose strokes. Don't don't get too tense. Notice how I'm an arm's length away. I would recommend you try this out. It helps practice with the way you look at things. Some spots are gonna have more paint than others. Some are not gonna have paint at all. There's no problem. Okay. Load up a bit more paint. Just like so. I'm gonna go upward sideways and go across slightly. Just like that. I have myself a nice little simple sky. Now, let's go ahead, let's put in water. Oh, whoever primed this for me forgot to add liquid white at the bottom. I have people prime it for me to test their luck. I have a little bit of liquid white here at the bottom, so it was no biggie. That's to show you how important the liquid white is. It's a very, very important thing. Now, I'm gonna pull from the outwards in. Never pull inwards this way, because you've probably heard this explanation, but you get this little line and it's really hard to blend it out. So don't do it. Save yourself the hassle and just don't. Save yourself the hassle, save yourself that paint. Don't do it. I understand from people who might not know about it, but if you know about it, just avoid it, please. Look, then whoever did this didn't apply enough liquid white on here, which now I will have to scrub the paint even more than usual. It won't have that same effect I was looking for. Outwards in. Yeah, I'm not gonna expose the person and say their name, but I have to teach this person to apply liquid white better. Okay, just scrub it on. Just go across, leaving that little blended area, just like so. I'll go with this brush, this 2-inch. There we go. A little bit more phthalo blue. Just like so. 2-inch brush and just blend it in. Okay, enough of that. We spent enough time with that. Let's go ahead. Let me blend my sky out a bit more. I didn't like how it looked. Okay, now let's spend some time on the actual painting itself. So I'm gonna go into some ivory black, some white, black and white. Just put a roll of some gray color. Let's come up here. Shoot. Just like so. Then maybe over here. Probably asking why am I doing the mountains like this today. You'll see in a moment. I have this idea. Just scratch it off. Maybe a bump there. Shoom. Scratch off that extra paint. Grab and blend that paint ever so lightly. Okay, just like so. Grab it, pull it. Grab it, pull it. There. Just like that. Well, whoever laid the liquid white, they laid it good in the center, just not at the bottom. But it's okay. Everyone makes mistakes. Can't hold a grudge on someone. Now, let's come up here. I want a main mountain. Main big old mean mountain. Let's come up here. Here. Maybe comes down a bit. Just like so. Maybe turns a peak in here. And maybe final peak. And over here on this side, maybe it has this one peak over here. That's an eye catcher, isn't it? Right in front of everything. Grab, pull. Make sure you blend this paint out good. Okay. Just blend it out. Grab and pull that paint. And you could start to angle your palette knife strokes just by the direction you pull that paint. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's get crazy. I'm gonna go into some sap green and alizarin crimson. Just mix it up. Just until you get that color you desire. I like it more to the reddish side, and a little bit of black just to add white to it. But I use the black to sort of tone it down so it's not bright. It's like a toned down brown. Let's come up here very lightly. That's too dark. Very lightly. Oh, we're getting some green, I guess. I don't know from where, but okay. Just pulling straight down. No angle. Shoot. Just a bit more here. Maybe we drop some over here. Now I'm gonna add black to it. Get it back to a dark color. Just to make our shadows. Okay. Ever so lightly. Just like so. Now, I'm gonna blend this out right off the bat. Since there's no angle, just tap down. Now, let's go ahead and let's call for attention. Let's go into straight titanium white paint. And let's come up here. Load up quite some paint. Let's come up here. I've done these in the past. I started doing them not too long ago on the videos. Okay, let me go into some ivory black. Let me pop in a nice little, maybe bumpy rock that lives out there. My towel's about to fall. And I'm just gonna cover under it, leaving that exposed. Okay, just like so. Look at that. That calls so much attention because there's distant mountains and there's this big old crazy monster mountain. Okay, so some gray. So let me mix it up on my palette and a little bit of blue. Cut a roll. Come over here, ever so lightly. Just like so. Let's go ahead. I'm just thinking right now to fix this up a bit. You could spend hours on this, trust me. Something that I wish I can do, but I won't because no one would be here for the amount of hours I could do this for. Just tap it. Tap. Not reflect. Blend it out. You got yourself a big old crazy mountain. Now, let's go ahead. Let's put in distant trees in front of it. I don't know where you go from there. Like that big crazy mountain. Got a old brush here in my paint I have to get rid of right now. Okay, just tap and pull down until you want to get to the end. Okay, load up. Just very lightly, very lightly, and I think like so. Now let's go ahead, let's reflect that. Clean dry 2-inch brush, just grab it and make it reflections. If you don't have enough paint, just dab a bit on there, just enough to reflect that downwards. Just grab your brush and straight down. Go across ever so gently. Just block in the color over here. Okay, now ever so gently touch, pull. Okay, just switching back and forth. Okay, now I'm gonna do the opposite and lift upwards. Just go back and reflect. Okay, maybe, just maybe, there lives a little bit of land to support this. Okay, just pushing up with my fan brush using ivory black. Okay, you can tap down a bit. Don't tap too much because then that'll become our main focus point. The grass is just like an addition. Okay, let's decide. You know what? I think I want some land to be over here, just to kind of lead the viewer's way, you know? And maybe there's gonna live an evergreen tree right around here. You make up these decisions. Don't feel like just because I do something, you have to do it. Let's tap that evergreen in. These trees live in your brush. You just gotta tell them runs over. They gotta come out on canvas. See, when you're dark on dark, you're tempted to just say, you know what? I'll just put highlights in. Everything will be fine. Still put shadows, even though you're on dark color. It's good. Trust me, it looks better than just trying to get away with it. I've done it before. It looks horrible. I had to go back and fix it. Maybe, you know what? Maybe these will be bushes. I know what I want to do, so I was trying to give myself an idea. Okay, so clean my knife. Sorry about that. Paint just wants to stick on my knife, not on my rag that I have. Some white. Let's come up here and just scrub it on. Let's add some water lines. Tilt the blade and with tons of pressure. Almost like, okay, say this is the canvas. You're gonna lay it almost flat, just not completely flat. Flat. Almost though. And you're scrubbing. You're putting tons and tons of pressure. Okay? I think that's good enough. At least for me. Let's go ahead, sap green, ivory black, and come up here. Also, come up here. Make sure it's a dark green if you're using green. Don't um don't use a light green because then there'll be no contrast. Okay, just like so. Reflect this. Okay. Let's add a few water lines in here. Okay. Now we got 22 minutes. Let's hurry the hell up. Indian yellow, sap green. Makes this beautiful color. Load up that paint into a 2-inch, 1-inch, doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and highlight. Okay, let's highlight the grass over here. A little bit more. There we go. And now, let me clean my 1-inch brush so I'm able to use it. I'm running it through paint thinner in the screen. Just like so. Shake off the excess and beat the devil out of it. Now, let's add slightest touch of paint thinner to thin that paint down. Let's come up here. You see, when you use similar colors, it blends. So that's why I usually use all dark colors. So in this stage, everything pops. Let's come up here. Let's use a little ochre. Okay, now I don't want to use my fan brush. Let me show you how to highlight with the 1-inch. Pull it by wiggling the paint through your brush and then pull it through straightly. Now sharpen the bristles. Let's come up here Let me grab a little bit of that brown, just a little bit. Load your brush up. And once you're done with one side, switch to the other. This requires a lot of paint, like a lot. But it's fun to do it once in a while. And it's more convenient when painting big evergreen trees. Just like that. You have your evergreen highlighted. You could have done it for the I could have done it for the base shadow. I just chose not to. Look at that. Wonderful painting. I think the final thing I'm going to do before I sign off is get some ivory black, and with the corner, just like so, just adding a rock. Okay? Now, let's add some white. Let's come up here ever so lightly. Gentle, gentle. And then let's just put water lines. Just like so. And I think we have a completed painting with that. I really hope you enjoyed this painting and try this painting out. Now, like we did last week, I'm gonna show you a trailer for my next video. So until then, I like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck and enjoy the trailer.